This question under physics that we want to solve, this question is falling under current electricity where you get to do calculations. So the question is saying the figure shows three resistors connected to a 12 volts battery. This is a 12 volts battery. So this is a circuit that we are given. This is a circuit diagram which we are given. We also have these questions that I want to discuss with you. I want to make these questions very simple. So these questions are going to help you answer another question that will fall under the same topic. So even as I get to answer these questions, make sure that you've subscribed to my YouTube channel and make sure you comment where you are watching me from. I want to see where people are watching me from. So make sure you comment where you are watching me from. So we've got these questions that we want to answer. So it is saying, the first question here, it is saying calculate the effective resistance in the circuit. This is the question which we are given. We want to calculate the effective resistance in the circuit. Where is the circuit? This is our circuit. So we want to calculate the effective resistance in this circuit. So what you need to know is that first of all, you need to find the total resistance between these two resistors. Why? Because these two are connected in what? Are connected in parallel. So you need to find the total resistance that is between these two resistors. This is the first thing you are going to do. So you are going to write the formula. You know that whenever you are having two resistors in a circuit, there is a short formula that we get to use. So apart from that general formula that must be used under resistors which are connected in parallel, there is also a short way of calculating total resistance when you are just having two resistors. So what you need to do is this one. You are going to say total resistance. This is what you are going to do. You are going to say total resistance is equal to resistor 1 times resistor 2 over resistor 1 plus resistor 2. This is the formula that we get to use. So whenever you are just having two resistors, this is the formula that you need to use. This is the short way. This one is conditional because you only apply this one when you are just having two resistors. The videos that I've been doing, hope you've seen how to calculate total resistance when you are having more than two resistors. But when you're just having two resistors in a circuit, this is what you need to do. So we are going to say that total resistance is equal to, so total resistance is equal to resistor 1. You're just going to say if this is resistor 1, then this is resistor 2. So what you are saying is that you're saying 12 multiplied by 6. Then you say over 12 plus what? Plus 6. What answer are you going to get when you do these calculations? So you say 12 by 6. 12 by 6, what are you getting? You're getting 72. So you say 72, you put your 72 there. Then you say over what? 12 plus 6, it is 18. You put your 18 there. So when you divide, what are you getting? When you divide, what are you going to get? So when you say 72 over 18, 72 divided by 18, what are you going to get? You are going to get a 4. So you are going to get 4. So I'm going to say 4 ohms. So this is the total resistance that is between these two what? These two resistors. So which means that what I've formed is the total resistance, which is here, that is like this. I'm just going to make this so that we understand. So which means that what is here, it is what? The 4 that I've calculated. The 4, which is the total resistance between these two. So now the question was find the total resistance in the circuit. So I want to find the total resistance in the what? In the circuit. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to add these two. These two are now in what? Are now in series. So how do we find resistance in series? You just add the resistors. So which means the total resistance will be equal to, our total resistance will be equal to what? So total resistance will be equal to, what will be the total resistance in this case? So the total resistance will be, you just say 2 ohms plus the 4 ohms that is there, 4 ohms, where you are going to say total resistance is equal to, so total resistance is equal to what? 6 ohms. So this is the answer for the first question. This is how you get to answer that question. These are the calculations that you need to do. So like this, you've answered the first question. This is how you are supposed to answer it. So we move to the next question. This is our next question. So in the next question, what are we told? The question is saying, calculate the current flowing in the battery. We want to calculate the current which is flowing in the battery. That is question B. So that we understand properly, I'll be writing here. So want to find the current that is flowing in the battery. What is current? So you know that the formula that gets to summarize this is this formula that we get to use, where we say voltage is equal to current times resistance. This is what we get to do. So with this now, what you are going to say is that when you divide both sides by resistance, so that we make current the subject of the formula, what we are going to have is this. We are going to have current is equal to voltage over what? Resistance. This is what you are going to form. So now you say current is equal to, what is your voltage? The voltage is 12 volts. Over, what is your resistance? What is your resistance? You've calculated, it is what? 6 ohms. So current will now be equal to what? Current will now be equal to, what will be our current? So when you divide here, you are going to have 2. The unit for current are amps. So this is the total current that is flowing in the battery. So the current that is flowing in the battery is what? Is 2 amps. That is the current which is flowing in the battery. This is what you need to know. This is what you need to understand. Let's make sure that we get the concept, we understand everything that I'm doing here. Let's make sure that we understand each and every point that I'm illustrating. So the other thing now is that we've got the last question here. This is the last question. So how is the question saying? The question is saying, calculate the current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor. We want to calculate the current that is flowing in the 6 ohm resistor here. The current that is flowing here. Want to know the current that is flowing here. So these ones are connected in parallel. These are connected in parallel. And we know that parallel connection, the voltage that is here is the what? The voltage that gets to be here is the same voltage that is there. But current that is there is different to the current that is there. This is what you need to know and understand. So how can you know that the voltage that is here is this voltage? What you need to do is that first find the voltage that is passing through a 2 ohm resistor here. A 2 ohm resistor. You find the voltage that is passing through there. So let us find the voltage that is passing through here. We find the voltage that is there. So how can we find the voltage that is there? We are going to say, this is what we are going to say. So we are going to say voltage is equal to current times resistance. Where we are going to say the voltage is equal to, what is our current? Our current is what? 2 amps. The current that is passing through here is the same current. When we combine these two, we are going to have the same current. But the current that is there is different to the same current. But when we combine the current that is there and the current that is there should be equal to the current that is flowing there. This is what it means. So current, I'm going to use this same one, which is 2. Then I'm going to say times what? times the resistance. What is the resistance? The resistance is what? 2. So I'm going to say 2. Where I'm going to say voltage will now be equal to what? 4 volts. So which means that the voltage that is passing through a 2 ohm resistor is 4 volts. The other one is 8. So from the 12 there, from the 12 that we have, from the 12 that is there, when we remove 4, what are we going to have? 8. So the 8 volts is passing through here. So if here we've got 8 volts, so even there we are going to have what? 8 volts. This is what we are going to have. So with these calculations now, the other thing you are going to do, since you know the voltage that is here and you know the resistance there, which is the ohm, this is a 6 ohm resistor. So what are you going to do? You are going to use the formula now. You are going to say, okay, I'm told to find what? Current. You know that current is equal to what? Voltage over resistance. We are going to say this is equal to, what is your voltage? What is your voltage? What is your voltage? Your voltage, you check. What is your voltage? Your voltage is what? 8. So you are not going to use the 12, no. You are going to use the 8 volts. So you are going to say 8 volts over 8 volts over what? Resistance, it is what? 6. So it is 6 ohm, which is equal to. So when we divide there, what are we going to have? What are we having? We are going to have what? 1.33 amps. Have you seen? So this is the current that is passing through there. That is the current that we are having. That is the current that we are having. So this is what you need to know and understand. This is the current that is passing through the what? The 6 ohm resistor. But if you are also told to find the current that is passing through the 12 ohm resistor, you just need to do the same thing. So let me just teach you also how to find the, if you're told to find the current that is passing through the 12 ohm resistor, what you need to do. Just need to say, so this is for this question, I've answered it here. So this question, I've answered it, it is here. But for this other one, when you're told to find the current that is at what? 12 ohm resistor, you're going to do the same voltage over resistance. This is the formula that we get to use. This is the formula that you need to understand. So all the calculations that I'm doing here, need to make sure that you understand all these calculations that I'm doing. So where you're going to say this is now equal to, this is equal to what? What is your voltage? What is your voltage? Voltage is 8 over, what is your resistance? So voltage is 8 volts. What is your resistance? Resistance is 12 ohms. So when you divide here, what are you going to have? When you divide, what are you going to have? You are going to have 0.67 amps. This is what we are having. So this is what we are going to have. That is what we are going to have. Have you seen? So you need to make sure that you understand all these things, all the calculations that I'm doing here. So this is how you get to calculate those questions. These are the calculations you need to do. These are the calculations that you need to understand. We need to make sure that we understand all these calculations that I'm doing. This is what you need to do. So all the calculations I've done here, these are the calculations you are supposed to do even in an exam. So let me know where you are watching me from. Let us comment in the comment section. I know where you are watching me from. Okay, so this is where we are going to end from. So I'm yet to do other more videos on physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology. So let's stay connected to this YouTube channel. Let's make sure that we share with our friends, and let's make sure that we like each and every content that I get to upload on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.